All right, friends, here we are. Hello and welcome to the fourth and final video on the power of forgiveness. Now, obviously, forgiveness is something that we're going to be practicing for the rest of our lives, but this is our fourth week on this 4-week series on the power of forgiveness. So here's how it's been rolling. This is why we decided to do this, what this whole series is, and how you can get the most out of it. I decided that I wanted to do a 4-week series on the power of forgiveness because oftentimes we don't realize how much that energy that we're giving to a person or an event is keeping us from achieving our dreams, from passionately going after our goals. And similarly to stress, that anger, that hatred, that cord, that energetic cord that we have tying us to a person, place, or thing is sometimes costing us energy that we don't even know about. I feel like stress is like an air conditioner on in the background and we don't even know that it's happening. And then once it goes away, then we realize how much more energy, how much more space we have left. Similarly, forgiveness can do the same thing. And so I created an audio. It's called The Power of Forgiveness. And if you haven't downloaded it yet, I highly recommend that you do that. We're going to put the link in the comments below. But download it, listen to it. And I'm actually today going to do something that I haven't done yet on this series. I'm going to walk you through the entire series. But today we're going to do it all about the power of forgiving a public figure. And yes, I would say that one, whatever that one is for you. Right now, I don't care what side of the political spectrum you're on. We are living in a very divided time. If you live in the US, people are saying that I think 2/3 of the US population feels like we're at the lowest point in our country's history. And regardless of where you sit on the political aisle, there's probably someone that you need to forgive politically. And if you're not even into politics, you're not watching any of that, then you might have, say, a movie producer or a talk show host or a comedian or you fill in the blank person that you might need to forgive, someone that maybe you previously really loved and admired or really enjoyed their work and feel a little heartbroken or devastated to learn of the fact that they have been sexually abusing and sexually harassing people, sometimes for decades. That can be a hard pill to swallow, especially someone that you respect their work. For me, it was Louis C.K. was a hard pill for me to swallow. I think that he's one of the greatest comedians of our time. And I used to actually send out his videos as part of our graduate sequence. For every single person that took a meditation course with me, I would send out clips of Louis C.K. And so I was pretty heartbroken when I learned of his behavior. But we adapted, we took action. We removed those videos from the sequences and filled them in with different videos. So anyway, the point of today is that we're actually going to walk through this guided visualization, and we've been getting some incredible feedback from it. But I'm going to do it live with you, both on the Ziva Meditation public page and in our Ziva tribe. And I want us to do it on a public figure. And I'll do a variation of it. I won't do the exact same one that we've done in the audio because you'll have that audio to take with you. That one is downloadable, which is awesome. But first, you can notice, I'll just tell you a little bit about what's happening in my world. I'm going to adjust this. I, as you might be able to tell, am in Tallahassee, Florida. Well, you wouldn't be able to tell that. But what you can see is that I'm at a different location. I'm not in our normal Ziva studio, but I'm actually at my mom's house right now in Tallahassee, Florida, which is where I'm from. If you don't know Tallahassee, it is the capital. It's also 7 minutes from the Georgia line, so it's super southern. And yes, I grew up basically doing keg stands on kegs of Nat Light in the Walmart parking lot. And yes, I sang the national anthem at the opening of the Super Walmart here in Tallahassee, Florida. I don't want to intimidate you guys, but it's true. So anyway, I grew up super southern and I'm home now. And I was planning on coming home for the holidays on Tuesday, but I wanted to share some exciting news with you guys. My very best friend in the whole wide world, I mean, best friends, like, since we were born. Like, I was born on her due date, and she was born on my due date. Our moms were friends, and then we became actual friends in 6th grade. Anyway, she was pregnant with her 3rd child, and she invited me to be a part of the birth. She actually wanted me to be there for the labor and the delivery, and It was so incredible. So she gave birth last night, like literally last night. And I'm so thankful that I was here in Tallahassee to be there for her and for it. If you have not witnessed a birth yet, I highly, highly recommend that you do it. To get to witness someone taking their first breath on this planet, what a gift. But she did a home birth. It was in the water. It was her midwife and her husband and myself. And it was really extraordinary. But there's no but. It is extraordinary. And I feel so grateful to have been there for it. The but is, I haven't slept yet. Like since yesterday, I haven't slept. So you guys are going to have to forgive me because I'm a little tired. I don't know if it's affecting my speech or my cognitive abilities. Probably it is, but I'm still going to be able to do this visualization. But I want to preemptively ask for your forgiveness and let you know that I am doing the best that I can with the tools that I have. And I'm borrowing that language right from my own audio because we really are all doing the best that we can with the tools that we have. But this is life, and what an incredible life it is. So I just want to see where you guys are watching from. I see, hi Chris Clay, it's so nice to see you. Hello. Hi Iris, you're going to be in Florida soon. Where are you going to be? So just let me know where you're watching from. And if you haven't yet, you can check out that audio. Veronica just posted it. Hi Tamara, nice to see you. Where are you watching from? Hi Laura. Hi Ari, nice to see you. It was so good to talk to you the other day. And hi Liz. Let's check over here in our tribe. So I'd love to just find out, oh, Deborah's in Dallas. Hi Deborah, nice to see you. I want to know how your meditation journey is going. So before we dive in, I want to just see if you guys have any questions, any feedback. How has your journey been so far? So we're 3 weeks in. How many times have you done it? Have you done it once, twice? Did you find some resistance around it? Because I know that I have resistance to this. It's like, who wants to feel these feelings? Who wants to relive these experiences? Nobody is the answer to that. Nobody. But the thing is, if we don't spend some time cleaning out the wound, then it can get infected. And the idea here with this forgiveness exercise is we want to clean it out so thoroughly that it just becomes a scar. It just becomes a piece of us, part of us. Yes, it happened, but it's not something that we have to mitigate or something that we have to manage. So Rodolfo's saying hello from Brazil. Fred is saying hi from Rockland, California. Hi Don, you're in Dallas. Nice to see you. Sarah Ann, so nice to see you. Hello. I'm gonna out myself. I had the great joy. This is such what a life. This month I realized I not only got to be at my best friend's birth, but I got to sort of officiate last minute a wedding of some dear friends in LA. It wasn't an official wedding, but 5 minutes before the ceremony, they came up to me and said, Emily, do you want to sort of MC our wedding? And I said, what do you mean? And they said, well, just bring everyone together, maybe lead a guided visualization and tell them that we had, eloped, and then tell them we're going to exchange our vows. And I was like, so officiate your wedding. And that was happening literally 5 minutes beforehand, but it was a great honor and it all went really well. So thank you for that invitation. I love you too. Hi, Arthur. Hello, Bill. Okay, so a friend in the States is a psychiatrist and they're trying MDMA for therapy and meditation. Cool. I'm wondering if you have a question there, Bill. I know there's a lot of research happening right now on MDMA as it applies to depression, anxiety, OCD, PTSD, and I'm a big fan of that research. MDMA, though, is not meditation. Like, make no mistake, taking drugs is not the same thing as meditation. And I'm not saying don't take drugs, and I think there can be some really relevant uses for certain chemicals in certain situations, but it's not the same thing as meditation. I do think it can be used therapeutically, though, but that's cool. Okay, so I have some other comments here, and then we're going to dive in. Amelie's saying, people are so stressed. I hear you, girl. That's why I've devoted my whole life to teaching meditation. And Nicole is saying it's a stressful time of year. Big love. Yes, it is the holidays. It is the end of the year. And I know that this forgiveness thing can feel like hooey, hippy-dippy nonsense. Like, why am I going to take time to forgive? I got to wrap my presents, and I got to go shopping, and I got to make some food, and I got to, do all my taxes for the whole year. So I get how busy you are. but I really want to encourage you to take your power back from these transgressions and from these people so that you can really finish this year strong and start next year even stronger. Oh, Elena's from the Upper East Side. Hello. Claudia is saying hi and thank you for this broadcast. Thank you for watching. Elizabeth is asking, what's MDMA? Good question. So I actually don't know what those letters stand for, but the slang term is Molly or ecstasy. So back in the 90s, I think people would call it X. Used to be sort of like a dance rave drug when it was ecstasy or X. But what's happening recently with MDMA is that they're taking out all of the fillers and they're just going to the more pure chemical that releases the precursors to serotonin in the brain. Now, the trick is that with any drug, with any chemical that you're taking externally, there's usually a price to pay for that. Meaning that, you know, even if you take ayahuasca, which is plant medicine, which a lot of people will do to sort of clean out their system and gain higher states of consciousness and gain insight. And again, I have no judgment here, and I'm not telling you what to do or what not to do, but I think that we want to take care that we don't think that we can attain a certain state of consciousness by doing a drug. Like always, there's going to be work to do. Always there will be a price to pay. If you drink coffee, great, you might be more productive for a little while, but then you're going to have to pay a price for that because you're going to have an adrenal crash after you come down. If you do mushrooms, mushrooms might be the exception to this, but if you do mushrooms, great, you're going to have these moments of like, oh, there's only one thing and we're all it and everything's amazing. But then when you come down off of those mushrooms, your brain has to rewire back into sobriety. So thanks for asking that. Okay. Hi, Tim. Nice to see you. Oh my gosh, it's Old Home Week. All my friends are coming out. Okay, so Amelie's asking, forget people that hurt you or you hurt you? I'm not sure what you mean, Amelie. Just forget them? I wish that we could. I wish that I wish that we could just really forget things, and I think that's a beautiful goal, this forgive and forget. But if you're human, chances are you're probably going to remember this for a while. And so for me, the goal is not to forget that it ever happened. For me, the goal is to take my power back from the situation, which we're going to do in a moment. Shameless plug. I'm not affiliated with these people, but I just discovered this probiotic drink, Kavita. It is delicious. It's a mojito flavored, and it just really is hitting the spot. It's so quenching. And I think it has, it's probiotic, so it has good bacteria, which helps build your gut flora. Ari is saying that you seem like you know a whole lot about MDMA and mushrooms. Why, thank you for complimenting my depth and breadth of knowledge. I appreciate that. I may or may not have experimented with these in my time, and I may or may not be sorry about it. Okay, so let's see if I have anything else I want to cover. Just that for sure, if you haven't downloaded that audio, please do. And, oh, the other thing is that we are past 20, I think 26 or 2,700 in our Ziva tribe, and our goal is to get to 5,000 by the end of the year. So we only have like 10 days left. So those of you who are in the tribe, if you want to invite people to join it, that would be awesome. And if you're watching on the Facebook page, go and join, search for Ziva Tribe, and we'll add you into that. The groups are just so much more diverse. There's a richer conversation happening in there. Also, it's so much easier to communicate in there. So join that Ziva Tribe if you haven't yet. Okay, let's dive into this guided visualization on the power of forgiveness, and specifically the power of forgiving a public figure. I am not going to ask you who you're going to do yours on, because I think that that is private and personal, and I have no interest in this turning into a giant political debate. But I do want us to use this time wisely. So to start, I'd recommend that you start with your back supported and your head free. Turn off any other windows or any other buzzers or bells or whistles on your phone so that you can really use this time for yourself. Yeah, maybe afterwards I'll share the story again of how and why I created this visualization and the first time I ever did it in public. But to start, just go ahead and close your eyes. Take a big, delicious inhale through your nose and exhale through your mouth. Really good. Inhaling through the nose and exhaling through your mouth. taking the biggest, most delicious inhale you've taken all day. And as you exhale, letting your brow soften, letting your jaw soften, letting your shoulders soften, your belly, your chest, your legs. Just feeling your whole body soften and surrender into your seat, and giving yourself full permission to be right here, right now. And before we even move into this exercise, I'll remind you that forgiveness doesn't change the past, but it sure can change the future. And even if you don't feel quite ready to forgive someone, that's exactly why we do this exercise. So I want to challenge you to choose someone or something that feels a little hot to the touch, a little challenging. So we'll begin by simply asking the question, which public figure could use some forgiveness from me? Which public figure would I benefit the most from shifting my perspective around? And just letting whatever bubbles up, bubble up. We're not going to control it. We'll be open to something new popping in. But probably the first person that you thought of, that's a great one to use for today. And you can always do this again with the audio. And the tricky thing about a public figure is that usually we've not met them before. We don't actually have any history, any past with them, and yet we are allowing them to affect our present moment. So I want you to imagine that you're seated about 3 feet across from this person. You're facing each other, looking right into each other's eyes. And just notice what that feels like, the intensity, the overwhelm. There might be even some amount of feeling starstruck or intimidated. But look them in the eyes, one human to the other, and really see what their face looks like, see what their hair looks like. What are they wearing? And notice what it feels like in your body to look them in the eyes, to wake up your imagination and really submerge yourself into this reality that you're seated right across from this person, looking right into their eyes. And as you do that, notice how that might change their face. Notice how them looking at you might change your feelings or your face. And I don't want you to actually do it yet, but I want you to just imagine what it would feel like to tell this person, I forgive you. Does that feel easy? Does it feel hard? Does it feel completely outside the realm of possibility? Again, I don't want you to do it yet. I just want you to check in and see what your starting point is. How ready to forgive are you right now? And now as you look at this person, I want you to play the movie in your mind of everything that you want to forgive them for. Every transgression, everything they said, everything they've done, every way that they've hurt you or hurt someone else. And this might bring up some emotions, and that's okay. I want you to bravely move through the uncomfortability. Give yourself permission to be exactly where you are and feel everything that's coming up. Know that you are stronger than your resistance. You are stronger than your anger. And if you feel inspired, you could even say to them out loud everything that they've done that's upset you or that's hurt you, directly or indirectly. Really good. And with all of that feeling, with all of that potential anger or rage or hurt or sadness or overwhelm, just give yourself permission to be in that, to sit in that, just for a moment. And now I invite you to imagine this person at 3 years old. Just a tiny, innocent, playful toddler. Perhaps you see them running around a playground. Maybe they trip and fall. And notice how easy it is to forgive them for that mistake as they fall. Perhaps you watch them as they're eating dinner, making a total mess, getting food all over their face and all over their high chair. And again, notice how easy it is to forgive them if you imagine them as a toddler. It's so easy to see that toddlers are doing the best that they can with the tools that they have. And perhaps watch them, imagine them as they're falling asleep with such sweetness and softness and innocence. We were all 3 at some point. And now, just because I'm inspired by this birth, I want you to imagine this person right at the moment that they were born. This completely innocent, completely vulnerable, helpless baby entering the earth and taking their first breath before they've had a chance to make anyone mad or to commit any transgressions. Just imagine that pure potential, that pure innocence, that pure life force entering the planet. Really good. And now I invite you to imagine this person, this public figure that you want to forgive. Imagine them at 93 years old. Perhaps this is the end of their days. Perhaps they're coming up on their last few days or weeks of life. And imagine sitting right across from them, right, looking right into their eyes. And noticing how that feels to look into their 93-year-old eyes versus their 3-year-old eyes. Can you see, can you feel a lifetime of regret? Are their eyes clouded with age? Is their skin thin? Is their hair thinning? Are they frail? Are they weak? Are they wise? Really see this person at 93 years old, knowing that this might be the last day that they have on the planet Earth. And as you look at them at 93, I want you to say again all of the things that you're upset about, all of the ways that they've hurt you, all of the ways that they've disappointed you or frustrated you. And now, as you finish playing that movie in your mind, as you finish communicating to them all of these things, ask yourself the question, do I want them to take this to their grave? Do I want to take this with me to my grave, knowing that it never got resolved? Am I willing to forgive this person? And as you look at them at 93 years old, just imagine saying, looking right into their eyes and saying, I forgive you. Even if it's difficult, I forgive you. I forgive you not for you, but for me. I forgive you not because I want you in my life, but I forgive you because I trust that you were doing the best that you could with the tools that you had. I'm choosing to forgive you, to take my energy back from this relationship. Even though we've never met, I still put an extraordinary amount of energy on you, and it's time to take that back. Really good. And now I invite you to imagine this person at their current age, seated right across from you, looking right into their eyes. And as you see them in this present day, I invite you to simultaneously hold them at 3 years old and them at 93 years old. See if you can see the innocence and the sweetness and the vulnerability of them as a toddler, seeing that they really are doing the best that they can with the tools that they have, and see the frailty and a different kind of vulnerability that happens at the end of life. And ask the question, is this worth it to hold on to this transgression, or am I ready to let it go for their sake and for mine? So holding the 3-year-old version, the 93-year-old version, and this current present day version of them all in your awareness at the same time, and looking right into their eyes and bravely saying, I forgive you. I'm choosing to forgive you. I forgive you not because you deserve it, but because I do. I forgive you because I realize that holding on to this hatred doesn't hurt you, it only hurts me. I forgive you because I trust that if I really understood the beginning, middle, and end of this story, that forgiveness would be irrelevant. I forgive you. Really good. And taking a big, delicious inhale. And exhaling. And on your next exhale, I'm going to invite you to cut the energetic cord between you and this public figure. So inhaling. And as you exhale, imagine just cutting the ties, cutting the cord, whatever that looks like for you. You might imagine releasing a helium balloon, or cutting a cord with scissors, or taking an axe to it. I actually had the honor of actually cutting an umbilical cord today, and it is empowering and powerful and beautiful and scary. And there is an energetic release that happens. So literally imagine cutting this energetic cord between you and this public figure so that you can take all of your energy back and use it to fuel your dreams, your desires, to put that into a life that you love. And one final time, inhaling. And as you exhale, just releasing this person, forgiving them, and taking your energy back. Really good. And starting to move your hands, move your feet. Bringing your awareness into your body, into the room. And in your own time, whenever you're ready, we can start to slowly, gently open the eyes. Hi friends. Whew, that was a doozy. Thank you so much for going on that journey with me. I know that that is not easy, especially if the person that you chose holds a lot of charge for you. So bravo. So I want to hear what that was like for you. Did anything surprise you? How did you feel about seeing them at 3 years old? How did you feel about seeing them at 93 years old? I just want to hear from you in the comments below. Was it challenging? Was it easier? How many of you was that your first time doing that exercise? You can just type number 1, or if it's your second time, you can type number 2. If you've done it however many times, just let us know. So Rex is saying it was wonderful. I'm so glad, Rex. Thank you for joining me. Hi, Joe. Nice to see you. Yeah, I know that for me, I have a lot of work to do on this subject. I think I'm going to have to do it multiple times because it seems like every day if I forgive something, another thing happens. And I really believe this to be true, that us holding on to hatred and anger isn't hurting anyone but ourselves. This person cannot feel it. And so to hold on to it isn't it's not accomplishing our goal. So Alexis is saying she's done it twice. And thanks, Emily. You're doing so much good. Thank you so much. It's so good to see you. Thank you for coming to Ziva the other week. It was great to see you. So Leah's asking if I have like an adjacent meditation for making amends with someone. So Leah, I would say you could use this to make amends with someone. You could just start with this whole exercise. And then at the end, after you say that you forgive them, you could just have that conversation, like whatever you want to say, whatever way you want to make amends, just do that in your imagination. It's sometimes easier to do it in our imagination first before we do it in real life. And then if the person is alive and if it's someone that you do want to have in your life, I would say have the conversation in person, face to face. There's a lot of power in that. Iris is saying, I loved it. I no longer have to imagine punching him in the face. Oh, good job. I'm so glad to hear that. Oh, good. So, you guys, I want to move this conversation over to our Ziva tribe because I really, this group is amazing and I really want you guys to join it. So if you're on the public Facebook page, hi, I'm looking at you, just search Ziva tribe and we're going to approve you really quickly so that you can join our Q&A over there. Yes. And thank you so much for all of these amazing comments and questions. And thank you for joining me. And I'll see you guys over in the Ziva tribe for our Q&A. Okay, it's just us. Hi. Okay, so Deb is saying, and that's why meditation is better than drugs. I love it. Way to bring it back to our earlier conversation. What? Andreas, you're watching this from Killarn Lakes. I'm going to see you later on today. I can't see you wave, but I'm in Killarn too. That's so awesome. I'm really looking forward to meeting you. You guys, Andreas, he joined our special thing that we have coming up, but he did like a test group of it. And then he won a special one-on-one private coaching. And we just happen to both be in Tallahassee, Florida right now. So we're going to get to do it in person, which is awesome. So Liz is saying, thank you, Emily. It was my pleasure. Tina, where are you watching from? From Salone, Ohio. Hi, Graham. Nice to see you. I've got someone watching from Saudi Arabia, Machi. Hi, Joe. Oh my gosh, Joe, you're the sweetest. Who's better than you? I think you are, Joe. And also your wife, Liz, is, and your baby. There's a lot of people better than me. So Deb is saying that when she pictured the person as a toddler, it felt so innocent, which is great. And Anne said that was her first time doing it. Awesome. I'm so glad, Anne. And Anne, if you haven't yet, I would download that audio so that you can do this on your own, because this was our fourth and final live stream around it. So you should find the link to download the audio in the comments, but it's a great thing to take with you on your own. So Elizabeth is saying she's found it super challenging. She's been holding on to a lot of anger for a certain political figure or certain political figures, but she can see how it's beneficial to let go. Okay. Oh, hi, Donna. Nice to see you. Wait, this is new, you guys. This is a new feature. It's saying Donna Bosworth is watching this. Bring them on camera. Ooh, we might have to play with that for our next live stream. Hi, Laura. All right, cool. So let me see. I think we have a couple more announcements, and then I want to tell you all about what's going to start happening as of next week, because that's some pretty rad things going on. Oh, I did want to first share with you a testimonial. Someone wrote on, I think her name is Stephanie, and she wrote on our Ziva Tribe group. She said, after watching the Power of Forgiveness live stream, a memory surfaced during my meditation, something I didn't even realize I was still carrying. A very dear friend passed away, and I botched a reading at her funeral. I knew at that time I was grieving and feeling nervous, but still felt like I'd let my friend and her family down for a big moment. Almost as soon as the thought bubbled up, the script flipped to, that was brave and you did your best. Fat tears just started rolling down, and there was a relief, as if I had been carrying a heavy rock around all this time and finally realized it was okay to put it down. So thank you, Emily and team, for sharing your beautiful work. You're changing lives. So thank you so much for A, committing to this exercise, and B, sharing that. And I think this is a beautiful analogy, right? That this inability to forgive ourselves or someone else is like holding onto a big heavy rock and not knowing that we can actually just put it down. And so taking the time to do this exercise and put the rock down is going to give you so much more energy to accomplish your dreams and goals. So this leads me to what we're going to move into starting next week. And I'm ridiculously excited about this. As you guys know, we're coming up to the end of the year. And every year I like to do this exercise. It's called Finish Strong, Start Stronger. And it's based off of something that I learned from my friend Dallas Travers. And if you don't know Dallas, I highly recommend you check her out. And spoiler alert, we're actually going to be doing a live stream with Dallas here in the Ziva tribe in a few weeks. So definitely stay tuned and invite your friends to join the tribe. But Dallas has a quote, and she says, "You can't build on top of success you don't acknowledge." And so what we're going to be moving into next week is a 4-week series on how to finish strong and start stronger, how to really close out your year with integrity and then start next year with crystal clear intentions, very burning desires, and full detachment of any sort of outcome. And that, my friends, is very powerful. So thank you so much for joining me. It's been such a pleasure to walk on this forgiveness journey with you. If you guys want to keep posting your questions in these comments, I'll be happy to answer them and check in with you from time to time. But make sure you join us next Thursday at 2 for our next live stream where we dive into Finish Strong, Start Stronger. And there's going to be a whole video that you can watch as well. All right, friends, happy Hanukkah if you are celebrating that. Merry Christmas coming up if you're celebrating that. I hope you have a beautiful, joyous holiday season, and I will see you one more time before the end of the year. Bye.